Okay, so recording is started. Okay, let's switch back to slides. Okay, so today is third day and we have completed our day 1, day 2. Now today is the third day, tomorrow is the day 4, which is the last day, and day 5 we'll be doing a projects. Okay. And okay, so today there is nothing to talk about a lot. We are going to directly start our project because we have a lot of stuff to cover. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Let me just close this PowerPoint and we can then start. Okay, it's closed. Actually someone yesterday asked me if we have to install some other software or not, and yesterday I answered no, we don't have to install, but actually we have to install one more software, because what I found is that A-Frame is based on a web server and you need a server to work on it, and for that you have to install one software. Currently we are students, we cannot afford servers, so we are going to create a virtual server using this software XAMPP. I think most of you already know about it. So do you know? Just let me know if you have if you know about it. Okay guys, so just let me know in the chat box if you know about this software XAMPP, this one.
Just heard about it. Heard
Okay,
about
so
it.
all right, no problem. So what you have to do, you have to just download it for your particular operating system. For me it's Windows. I have already downloaded it, and all you have to do, and you just have to press next, 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 and install it, and it will be installed. Let me just show you what it will be installed in your main disk, which contains your um, operating system, which contains this program files folder and all, and it will be installed somewhere over here. XAMPP folder, it will be created, and when I open this folder there are so many files and folders, but I don't have to worry about them. I just have to scroll down and find this file. This is XAMPP control exe. As you can see, if you want now, you can just copy it, and on your desktop you can paste shortcut, so it will be here, so you can use open it anytime you want. You don't have to go through all these folders. So let me just open it. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of options, but you don't have to worry about any options again. You just have to press the start button of Apache and MySQL. Start. That's it. We are done. But let's just minimize it. Don't close it. Minimize it. And now we will come to this folder, htdocs. This is the folder we are going to work, and you don't have to worry about any other folder. Just open this folder, and as you can see, I've already created the folder for our project. Let me just open it. Okay, and these are the topics we are going to cover today, and this is where I'm going to create my GitHub. And so what I'm going to do, okay, let's open. Okay, okay, over here on the folder we are web dev, I'm going to right click and I'm going to open with code. I'm going to use this option. This option may not come in your computer. You don't have to worry about it. You can use the normal method also. Open the VS Code and then select your folder. You can do that also, no problem. Okay, so terminal is here, and as you can see, we are on that folder. We are web dev, and here are the topics we are going to cover. Okay, let me close it for now, and here is the folder. So what we are going to do, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clone my GitHub. And what I'm going for that, I have to open the terminal is already open, so no problem. I'm going to run the first command, and I have to enter the code. Okay, so I forgot the code again. Let me just go on GitHub and copy it. This is so that you can, have a practice of the steps. You have to click here, you have to, here's a copy, tap here, and the code is copied in your system. Let me open it, and now I have to just paste it, Control plus V, and tap enter. As you can see, it is cloning my, and it's done. It's showing me it's done, and as you can see, it is cloned me. And here is our index.html file which we created yesterday. This is website and readme file. Okay, so let it be here, and now let's just close terminal, and now we are going to start with this. Okay, so yesterday I gave you how to make this HTML stuff, but I didn't explain you in much detail. Today we will see it in a little bit detail. Let me just close GitHub, and I made notes about it. Okay, so see what we are going to learn today. We are going to learn this basic tags, which is HTML tag, head tag, comment. We will also see how to make comments in HTML just like we do in any other programming language. We will also see this other tags, and then we will also see how the structure of HTML file looks in this way, and also in one example. And then we are going to study about A-frame, tags and structure. And here's the script we are going to use, and here are the few tags we are going to see today. These are very basic A-frame tags. There are so many tags, but for today we are going to only see this much, and also we are going to see some examples of it. So let's start. Okay, so the first tag we are going to see is of course our HTML tag. And let me just open it. As you can see, HTML tag is a skeleton of HTML, or it stays on the ends. HTML tag is always, it is the opening tag and it is the closing tag. Okay, I have done a mistake. I forgot to add this slash. It is the opening, it is opening here and it is closing here. Whatever code we are going to write, we have to write it and in within our HTML tags only. Okay, so this is my code and I have written everything within HTML tags only. This is the opening tag, this is the closing tag. Because this tag has one, you can say a slash, so that means the tag is closing tag and this is opening tag. Okay, so all tags come under HTML tags. All the tags we are going to add, it will come under HTML tags only. And what the purpose of this tag is that it tells a browser that the file we are trying to open is an HTML file and the browser will open it as a web page. So it will not read it like a normal text file. It will read it like an HTML file, like a website. So it will open it that way. The syntax is very simple, just HTML opening and HTML closing. We are going to put everything in between these two tags. Okay, so we are done with HTML tag. Let's close it and open head tag. Okay, so head tag is an optional tag, to be honest, but it is very useful, and in professional web development we are going to use head tag a lot, and we must use it because it is a good practice. Okay, so in the head section we usually add links to the libraries we want to use in our HTML page. So what happens in our normal coding languages, in Python, in C, we have to add header files. So we can also do that in HTML. So for that we put them in header files. We have head tag and there we put our libraries, and mostly we put JavaScript libraries. So let me show you. So here is the head tag. In head tag we put two types of tag, meta and script. Of course we are going to see about meta and script afterwards, but let's focus on head tag now. So head tag comes before body tag. It comes after HTML tags, comes under HTML tags, and comes before body tag. So this much you have to remember. It is very simple. Again, it is a header. You can say it is a header file of our HTML document. Syntax is again very simple. Just head, opening tag and closing tag. Okay, so tag is very useful in professional web development. The same way we add header files in Python and C. Okay, so let me just close it again. And now we will see how to make comments in any programming languages. We must be making in Python and C. We have to make a lot of comments to understand that what the code is about. So if we send a file to someone else, we will be able to work on it. So using this comment, we can do the same thing in HTML also. As you can see, I have written one comment here, and the text is nothing, just this is a comment and a smiley. And okay, let's see what is this. This is a comment tag, and it also used to add comments in HTML files just like other languages. Whatever we write within these tags is ignored by the browser, just like normal programs. Whatever we write in comments is not, it is ignored by our browser. It is not processed, it is not displayed on our website. As you can see, the syntax of the tag is different as comparison to other tags. Yes, the as you can see, the comment tag is not closing, it has some other, it has this exclamation sign, it has dashes, starting to dashes and ending to dashes. And it is not closing, it has only one tag. Let me show you over here. This is a comment. As you can see, it is not closing, it doesn't have a closing tag, it is just one single tag. So yeah, you have to remember this. Comment are like this. We don't have to make any comment. Again, this is an optional tag. We don't have to make comments, but it is good if you make comments in your program, because again it will be helpful for you only. So let's just close it and open script. Okay, so as I tell, script is nothing but we use it to import our libraries and header files. So this is the script tag, and this is when we use to external JavaScript. So we mainly use it to import JavaScript files and JavaScript libraries. And there are so many JavaScript libraries. To name a few, there is Node.js, Vanilla.js, and there is jQuery, and so many you must have heard of it. There are so many JavaScript libraries. So for today, for our project, we are going to import a very special JavaScript library, that is A-Frame JavaScript library. And the syntax is very simple. It is just script, src, and script. This is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. Now, if you will see here, you will see that after writing the script, we have written something else also, and that is nothing but these are called attributes. Apart from the tag, if you write something within the tag structure of the opening tag, then it is called an attribute. Let's see what the attribute is. Where src, this is an attribute which is used to provide the link to the tag. This is similar to importing header for us. So what we are going to do, we must be having that JavaScript library somewhere. It could be online or it could be offline. If it is offline, we have to tell it the address, and if it is online somewhere, we are going to paste the link in between this. So let me just show you what I have done. This is the library we are going to work on, that is, as you can see, https aframe.io release version aframe and .js. JS is JavaScript. Yeah, it's very simple. A-frame is nothing, A-frame.javascript. So as you can see, I've written this written script tag only, and I've written in this format. And this is the official format to write it. So don't make any mistakes, because HTML doesn't give you errors. It will just run anyway, and it does not give you any errors. Okay, so script src releases io.frame.js. So yeah, this is how we write the script tag. And script tag is written over in the head part also. This is, you must remember this. It is written within head tag this way. And you must enter some URL. So this is the URL. Here you have to enter the URL. And for our project, we are going to enter this. So I'm simply going to copy paste this in VS Code later. Okay, so let's Go with body is very simple. As I told you, whatever you want to show in your website, it will come under body tag. Body tag is of course it is very important. Whatever content we put in is reflected on the web page. And for our project we are going to do everything in this body tags only, because we want something to be displayed on our a website on the web page. So we want have to do it everything on body tag only. So yeah, this is where after the body tags, after the head tags, body tag comes, and we can put anything into it. We can put comments, we can put an image. We are going to see this particular tag, and we are also going to work with this particular tag today, and it is very interesting. Okay, so yes, you can do all this within body tag. Okay, so and the syntax is again very simple: body tag, body start, body close. That's it. I can just close it. And meta is not very interesting. It is used by professionals only, and if you want you can use it, if you want you can ignore it. This tag is optional. This tag is again non-closing tag. The syntax of this tag is only this much. It is not closing. As you can see, body is closing here, but it is not closing. Let me show you here. Okay, so it is not closing here. So this is non-closing tag. So you have to remember also which tag close and which tag doesn't close. And it is very easy. Most of the tag, 99% of the tags close, and some tags do not close. So yeah, it's very simple. Meta is non-closing tag, and the syntax is something like this: meta name, there is one attribute, and there is content. We don't have to worry about meta because we are not going to use today. We may have to use it tomorrow, but we are not going to use it today. But I just wanted to cover this up in today's session. Name and again are just two properties which help us to display our website properly. So again, it is not anything interesting. It has nothing to do with our project. It is just some informational stuff. Okay, so let me just close it. And image is very interesting tag. Using this you can add images. Of course, this it's very simple to understand. Using image tag you can add photos on your website. And how to do it, let's see. Okay, so this tag is used to add image on web pages. Done. This tag is very common, and it is very, yeah, it is used all the time, and it is very easy to use also. This tag is again non-closing. Okay, so image is again a non-closing tag. So yeah, make sure you remember this one. Let me just bold it. I will provide you this all these notes in the classroom today, so you can revise it and come tomorrow. And okay, it is non-closing. And in the syntax, let's have a look. This syntax is very simple again. You can, for now you can if you want you can ignore this id. This id is nothing. It will just help you connect two tags, connect multiple tags into one tag. So yeah, the job of this is a bit technical. src is nothing. It just you have to again provide the link for the image, just the way we did over here. It also has src, and image also has, so it has the same, exactly same purpose. You have some image you want to display on the page, so you have to enter the address of this image in this src. This again I'm telling you, whatever we write apart from the main tag, it is called attributes. These both id and src are attribute in the case of image tags. So remember this. This is a whole tag, this is image tag, and these two are attributes. So okay, to make sure of these two terms. And okay, so we are done with two attributes. Let's close it. And okay, so we are done with all these basic tags. So we are going to use it a bit in our VS Code, and then we will get ahead on A-frame. And as you can see, the structure is very simple. This is a comment can come anywhere. Comment can come before the HTML tag, after the HTML tag, before the body tag. It can come anywhere. It has no restrictions. And but everything else has to be in proper structure. This is HTML tag, starting, closing, head, then come head tag. And okay, so you can change here. You can put script tag before meta tag, but you have to follow this particular structure, and you can say format. Body tag, again body tag is again if you can put anything in within body tags, it doesn't have to be in order. Okay, so we are done with structure, basic structure. Now let's see an example of the same. So let me just open this. Okay, and this is the example of the HTML. As you can see, this is the HTML tag. HTML tag is simple, nothing. Head tag is nothing. And then meta tag we have added the name and content. These two were attributes of it. So we have added some information. You don't have to understand what is this. It has nothing to do with our website. It is, again, as I said, it's a bit technical stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so content, again, it has some values. Yes, so what it will do, it will sort out contents. Again, you don't have to worry about this tag. We are not going to cover it in our sessions. Script tag, as I already mentioned, we are going to use it to connect with A-frame JavaScript library, and because of this we are able to create our objects and our scenes. And how we are going to create it, we will see soon. And so, okay, so this is the exactly same tag I have mentioned over. The library we are going to use in our project is script src, and this is the link, and we have to close it then. Okay, so I'm going to copy this entire tag. Okay, let me just copy it for now, and then we are going to paste it in our VS code which is running over here. We will paste it later, but for now just go back to our example. And now we have made a script, we have completed our head part, and then body. We can I have given a image. So the id is nothing. Id, you can give anything into id. I've given a drink because, and because coffee is of course a drink, that's why you can give anything. You can give your name, you can give anything, whichever you like. src is, as I said, the name of the file or the location of the file. Currently the I have suppose I have stored the image in the same folder as this HTML file, so I don't have to worry about location and all. And I have directly added the name of the file, so it will display me the image of that particular file, coffee.jpg. Okay, again you can change the extension. It could be PNG. Make sure to add proper extensions. And many times people accidentally they mess up with this, accidentally they change the extensions and the image is not displayed. So yeah, make sure to check the spelling and extension. Okay, so let me just close it, and now we are going to start with our A-frame tags and structure. Okay, so again I wanted to say these are very basic HTML tags, and there are so many hundreds and thousands of tags in HTML. And yeah, it is not possible to cover up any hundreds and thousands of. So what you can do, if you want to learn more HTML, and if you want to if you are very geek, if you want to see mm, all those tags, what you can do, you can search V3. It is a very popular website. I think you must know about it. HTML tutorial W3 school. And as you can see, there are so many categories. These are just categories, but when you open it, there are so many tags they are going to tell. Okay, see, there are so many things. You can add color, videos, and so other many things. Okay, so let me just open it in different. I just want to show you how many there are tags. I think this is here. Okay, so yes. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so it is a very long list. Let me scroll down. Okay, so there are so many long lists, and it is, even I don't know a lot about. I only know basic tags. I don't know all the tags because there are so many tags. It's impossible to complete for you in the side, but you can also see there are so many tags. So okay, so you don't have to learn all the tags. You just need to know basic tags, and we are good to go. These tags, even the professional developers don't know all the tags. So yeah, don't worry about it. And okay, and let's get back to the project. I will add this link. I will add the link of this particular website in the resources also. Okay, and let me just save it so I can easily add it later on. I will click this icon. I will save the page. Okay, and we are done. Let's jump back here. And okay, so we are going to start with A-frame, and again A-frame also has so many tags, and we are going to cover this many on our session for today. And I've also given this particular link. On this link, when you click on it, it will take you to the A-frame website, and here you can see all the documentation and all the things. And if you here go on introduction part, I think they must have given it somewhere. Okay, so here is the script. This is the same script we have written over here, and we are going to copy it same way. And introduction, and if you scroll down a bit, and there are so many tags. I'm not sure if you're able to see, but on the left side there are so many tags, and all the tags are starting from A dash. So yeah, this is also A frame tags. So of course they are starting from A. Okay, let's jump back to this. We are not going to see all those. Let me close it. So also, of course you can use this link and go on that website, and just have a look how it works and stuff like that. And let us begin with our tags. Okay, so the first tag is the A scene tag. Let me just also open the example so it will be better to understand. This is a structure. We will get to it in a second. Okay, so the first tag we are gonna learn. This is the first tag of A-frame, and of course, all just like body tag, whatever we have to want to display on body tag, we have to whatever we want to display on the web page, we have to write it in body tags. And to do that, we have to add this within our body tags. Let me just uh, show you. Okay, so as you can see, A scene, this is our tag, and whatever A frame stuff we are going to create, all that will come under A scene tag. Scene, as you can understand, scene is nothing but it's a you can see it's a photo, and it's a scene, you can say. So that's why it is called A scene tag. Again, it is a opening and closing tag, so it is, yes, very easy to remember. And it has no function, it is no particular function. What it will do, it will again just work as a body tag to display all the content. All the further tags come within body tag. Okay, so we have got it. The syntax is again very simple: opening tag and closing tag. And just make sure you use this A dash scene. So all A frame tags, as you can see over here, start from A dash. So make sure it is if that doesn't have A dash, understand that is not a A frame tag. Okay, so we understand. Okay, so I'm thinking we should uh, practice a bit about all these things, otherwise it will be kind of too bulky for you to digest in one session. So let me just do it. Okay, so this is our folder, and it has one HTML file and one readme file. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete this HTML file. We don't need it. We are going to create a new one. Yes, move to recycle bin. And okay, so now I'm going to right click on this folder, and I'm going to create a new file, and the name of the file I'm going to give index. You can give, again you can give any name, but I highly recommend you to use the index. And why we use index? To anywhere you go, any developer you can ask, they will also always name that the first page of the website index. And it has a a reason, because all the servers are programmed to recognize this particular file. So every single project I make, every single the developers making, anyone who wants to start with web development now, always remember this thing. Always name your files as index. This is very important thing. I think I forgot to mention about it. And of course you must have seen that all my files are, again, for HTML files, are named as index. Okay, so again, what we are going to do, we learned yesterday a shortcut. Let's do a bit revision. We yesterday learned a shortcut which will automatically display all the HTML syntax. We don't have to type it. So anyone remember that shortcut? If yes, you can unmute yourself and you can say
Exclamation mark.
yes, right. Okay, so this is the exclamation mark and we are going to press enter and here we go. Everything is here and we don't have to worry. Head came, HTML has come, body tags and everything has come, and meta tag has come. Script tag is not there and we will add it, of course. Title tag is come, title tag has come. We are not going to use it, but we will not delete it either. Let it be this way. And now we are going to add script tags. So what I'm going to do, VS Code is very smart. I'm not going to type all the code. What I'm going to do, as you can see, as I'm trying to as I entered this starting bracket, it started to give me suggestions on what I want. So let me just type S C. Okay, and it knows I want to do script. Okay, so let me just press enter and let me just enter the closing bracket. You can see it has entered everything for me. You don't have to remember if this is a closing tag or a non-closing tag, because VS Code will do the most of the work for you. So it will make your work faster and you don't have to remember all these rules we have mentioned. You don't have to remember all these particular rules. But again, you should have some knowledge. What is this? Let me just, okay, again you should have some knowledge. Okay, let me just src. Again it is giving me suggestions for attribute and I'm going to press enter. I'm just going to here and I'm going to copy this particular link. Let's get back to Visual Studio Code and I'm going to Control plus V. Done. Okay, so I've added this particular link and now my JavaScript library is ready. And now what we are going to do, okay, now we are not going to do some A-frame right now. We are just going to first revise our HTML tags. Okay, so everything is on you. I have typed nothing. VS Code has done everything for me. So okay, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to enter a comment. Let me do it. As you can see, VS Code will never support you to add a comment. It is not something you should worry about. You can simply add the comment by typing, and it has given me the entire format. What I did, let me just show you again. I just entered the first starting bracket. I entered the exclamation sign. If you can remember, let me just.
Rishabh,
Sorry, yes.
I know one shortcut for this. You just simply need to enter a text. After that, you need to press Control and forward slash. It is shortcut for a comment.
Okay, so this is a shortcut. All right. I don't know about it. Okay, so what was the shortcut? Can you repeat again? Let's do it.
Can you type some lines or words for the comment?
Okay, so you want me? Okay, let's just. Is good.
Then press Control and forward slash.
Control and forward slash. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Okay, so thank you for this.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you so much, Kunal, for this. Okay, guys, so as you can see, the comment is just, you can do it very fast thanks to Kunal. And let me try adding more comments. And let me just press. Sorry. And yes, we have added another comment. So this way you can add super fast comments and you don't have, worry about lot of typing. This is the magic of VS Code. And there are so many shortcuts. I have one sheet for you and I will, upload it on classroom, you don't have to remember all the shortcuts, but it will be good if you remember. It will make your job very fast. Okay, so we have added comments. Let me try adding one image. Okay, so here is our image. Let me just try it. Let's open VS Code. Again, I'm going to be very lazy. I'm going to just type image and type enter, and again all the syntax has come for me. Let me just do it again for you. I'm going to be very lazy. I'm just going to type img and tap enter, and everything has come for me. I don't have to type anything. And now we have to give some image format, and let me just I think the folder is already open over here. Okay, so this is the folder we are currently working on, and it has our index.html file, as I told you. And currently we don't have any photo here, so what we will do, we will download some photo from image. So what should we download? What photo we should download? Okay, I'm a big superhero fan. Or what about anime? Yeah, let's try anime. It's one of my favorite anime. Okay, it's loading, and there are so many photos, and I really like this one. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to right click and save image as. I'm going to save it on desktop for now. And let me just go on my desktop, and here is the photo, and I'm going to control plus X, cut it from here, and I'm going on my folder, and I'm going to paste it over here. So as you can see, we have to enter this entire name, but the name is too long and it is too complicated. So what we are going to do, we are just going to rename it, and easier shortcut is F2, and let's make it. So this will be good. Now just get back to VS Code, and let's enter the name, and we are going to type here Tokyo. J. Okay, now it's showing me the Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm going to just press enter, and there it is. Alt, you can ignore this particular attribute for now. Alt, you can ignore this. Okay, I've added a source. Let me just I'm going to run it now, and what extension I should use to run it, so I don't have to again reload it again. So which extension I should use? Come on guys, answer.
Live server.
Right, we are going to use live server, and we have installed live server, and you can enable it using two options. There are two options. You at the bottom you can see there is go live option. You can use it, or you can just right click on the editor and open with live server. There is an option also. So let's just open it. Okay, and it is opening it in my browser. Okay, see, as you can see, here is an image of Tokyo Ghoul as we enter it, and the image is too large, but of course we can adjust the height and width of it also. It is very flexible. We can add height, and we can add width, and we can manipulate the photo, but we are not going to do that because we don't have to. We are learning A-frame, and we don't have to do all those things. We are going to see manipulation of image in A-frame also. Okay, so I think you all are now very comfortable with HTML tags. Okay, so let me just, and now we are going to start with our A-frame tags. Let me just go here. Okay, to bye bye Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm not going to close this because this is live. And okay, so as you can see, the page has gone blank again. That's because we have deleted our code, and now there is nothing to display on the page. Okay, so yeah, first let's add this tag. Again, this will do nothing. It will just show us a blank screen, but we are going to add it. Again, I'm going to be lazy. And here it is. Okay, so AC, and we make sure the spelling is right because I make a lot of typos. Okay, so the spelling is right, and let me just expand this tag, and it's good to go. Now when I open it, and again as expected, okay, as you can see here, you can see the A-frame logo, which means that our website is able to run A-frame. But as I mentioned again, as you remember this, we have enabled this control panel, this server XAMPP control panel. We cannot use live server. If we use live server, has its own power control. So until we are using live server, this will not work properly. So what we are going to do, we are going to close the live server, and we are not going to use it for now. And what I'm going to do, make sure, okay, so let me just delete the Tokyo Ghoul, we don't need it. And here is my index HTML file, and let me copy this. What I'm going to do is, you must okay, so this is important part. If you want to practice, you must understand what I'm trying to do. As I told you, we are in that XAMPP folder, which is in your C drive, and it is probably the last folder, XAMPP. Open it, go to htdocs, remember the name of this folder, go to htdocs, and here whatever folder you have created, you should create a folder, it will be good. Let me open this, and here is the folder I have created for this particular, this is my GitHub folder. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have to know the address of this particular folder. Okay, so the control panel of the XAMPP knows that the file is stored somewhere in the htdocs, but it doesn't know the exact location. So we are going to give it the exact location. So what we are going to do, we are just going to click here, and it will show us the address of it. We are just simply going to copy all this, select all this, and we're Ctrl+C, we are going to copy all this. We are going on the browser, creating a new tab, and we are going to type, remember now, you should pay attention over here. We are going to type localhost. Now if I type localhost and press enter, it will take me to this XAMPP. That means XAMPP is activated, and it is, whenever I type localhost, it will take me to this website. But now we don't want it, we want to see our website. Let me just close it, and let me just Ctrl+V paste this location, localhost VR web develop A-frame demo, and let me just press enter. Okay, so again it is not showing, but it is working. It is not showing anything. That's because we have not added anything yet, but now we will add it. So the first thing we are going to add, again, the first thing you are going to add, it is nothing but just a box. Yes, we are going to do our experiments on a box. Box, you can make it really complicated if you want. You can, for now, just ignore all this advanced syntax. We will cover it later. Currently, we don't have to worry about. We are just going to focus on this basic syntax over here, and it is again this is a box. We are going giving a color to the box. We are going to give it a width, height, and depth, because of course the box is going to be a 3D box, because we are going to see it in virtual reality, which is a 3D environment. So it should have all three values: width, height, and depth, and color also. If you want, you can give it a color, but you should give it some color, and we will going to give it. So now what I can do, I can just go back to my VS Code, And over here within a scene, make sure you are within a scene tab, and I'm going to write a box and tap enter. Okay, so now it has given me this. Now I'm going to add attributes. I'm going to add spacebar. I'm going to add color. Okay, it will not recognize it, no problem. Color, you can, any color you can add. Let me add a red, and now let me give it some, height, height, width, and depth. These three properties we have to give. So again we have to type it. So instead of it, I will simply copy. I want to do it very fast. You can give anything, just one. Let's give it anything. Two. Let's depth. Three, maybe anything you can give. And now let's just go to our document. Now this time you have to reload it because this is not our live server. It is XAMPP, and in XAMPP you have to reload it. Let me just try reloading it. Okay, so as you can see, we have one box here, and this box is looking very strange. And it looks like a coffin. Yeah, it looks like a coffin, isn't it? And it's not much giving me a 3D effect, but it is a virtual reality. You can hold your and drag it on the screen. Okay, this is just a very basic box. We are going to do a lot more things. And okay, so let's jump to VS Box. Let me try changing the color to something like blue, and let me just change it. Let's make it. Let me increase the height and make it just 2. And let's go back to this our coffin, and let me reload it. Okay, so now it is okay. So now it's looking a bit like a box, and yeah, it is a lot better than whatever it was before. And this is how we are going to use it. Now this is just a simple box, it is not doing anything, but later on tomorrow we are going to create scenes. Tomorrow we are going to create mountains, we are going to create trees, we are going to create entire scene, sky and land, and everything. But for now this is a simple box and our starting point. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let me explain you before going ahead. Let me just explain you one by one what all three attributes are, which are very simple. Okay, so this attribute is going to give color to our box, very clear. And you can name of the color if you want. I have just used red, blue, green, yellow, and all those colors. If you want to get in more detail, you can use the hex code, and or you can use the RGB value. In graphic design we use hex code in RGB values a lot because we want an exact particular color, and sometimes you see a color and you don't know what exactly color it is. Now let me just open a link and try to explain you what is hex codes. Okay, so there is one website. Let's go in this. And as you can see, you must have seen this many times. Suppose, okay, as you can see, this is red. But if I want this particular, you don't cannot remember the name of every single color. And what if I want a little darker shade? What if I want a little lighter shade? So every single color has this 6-digit code and also this RGB values. You can either use this way or you can use the RGB values. Let me just pick a good color. I think this will be good for me. Okay, so this looking good, and let me just copy this. Let me just click it. Let me just copy it and get back to VS Code, and we are going to give it this color. Okay, and let me just now it says that I have added a color. Let me try if it works. Let's go back here and let's reload it. Okay, so as you can see, the color has changed to what I wanted. You can use any color, and it is a very useful. You don't have to remember hex codes. No one in this planet remembers hex codes. Two very simple hex codes to remember are 00000 and FFFFF. 000 is I think black and FFFF is white. So okay, only I remember only these two codes, which are very simple. Okay, so we have created our box, but the box is very boring. It is not doing anything now, and we want to, use it to do. We want it to do something. Let me close this tab, and let me just close it. We are done with our box, and then yeah, this is a very interesting tag. This is called assets tag, and what is the purpose of this tag is that later on we are going to add images in our HTML. We are going to add a lot of images. We are going to add some. You can also add videos, and you can also add audio files, and we are going to see how to do those. We are going to see it in our next session, that is tomorrow. And you must store these tags somewhere, and the best place to do it is assets tag. If you want to use some tags in your AR project, you have to declare it here. And how to do it, let's see. Okay, so as you can see, this is our structure, and these are body tags, and these are ascene tags, and this is our box tag, as you know. And us in assets, if I want to add any image, I have to add it in assets. So this is how you have to do it. If you want a video, it will come under, everything will come under assets. Okay, and I'm also going to show you one example of it in doing by performing this example. And let's have a look at this example also. Okay, so as you can see, it is a bit scary. You can do a lot of things, but again, I've added one image on it, and I can give the same image over here. You can give your box an image, and let me just let me just uh, demonstrate it for you how it works. Let's close this. We are going to the assets folder. How to do it? Get back to VS Code in ascene. Again, we have to do it in our ascene only, because that's how it works. Now I'm going to add a image tag over here in between assets tag, just to make sure the spelling is not wrong. Assets. Okay, right. Let me just add an image tag here. Okay. Again, I'm going to add a source file, but we deleted our Tokyo Ghoul file, and I have another photo. I have this particular photo. Let me just show it. Okay, it is loading. Okay, as you can see, it is nothing but just a photo of a wall. It is giving me some texture of a wall. So what will happen when we put this photo on our box? Let's do it. Let me just copy this, and okay, I'm going to paste it here, and I can give it any name. I would like to give it a wall, because it is a wall, so let me just give it a name, wall. Let's get back to VS Code, and let me give it a name. Also, if you can see all your files here, I've added wall, so it is coming over here. And if I double click it, it will just open it for me. And you can also see, so you don't have to go through all this. You can do it very fast over here. Okay. And now image SRC, I'm going to enter my wall, and it is showing me the option to add wall. So I'm going to press enter, and it has added. But when I open it, of course, when I'm going to refresh it, it is not going to show me any wall or something. It is just going to show me this particular box. Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going on this code. I'm going to give it ID. Remember, we talked about giving our tags ID. Let me jump to our syntax of the image tag. And as you can see, there is one ID tag and SRC tag attribute. We have added SRC attribute. Now we're going to add ID attribute. And let's go back to VS Code. You can add attributes anywhere. You can add before SRC or after SRC. Let me add after SRC. And ID. Click, and I'm going to give it a. You can say let's give it a ID wall, because we are adding a wall to it. So let's just give it a wall. And now let's remove this, because we are going to add a photo, so we don't need a color. Remove it. And now we are going to also give it an ID. And we are here. But remember one thing, if you are going to give it a wall over here and here also, so we want to connect both of these tags. And this is the parent tag. This is parent. This has the wall jpg file with it. And if we want that file, we have to ask for it. And to ask for it, we are going to add one thing, that is hash. We're going to use this hash, and you can call it hashtag. I prefer to call it hashtag because okay, that's cool. And yeah, we are done. We have added it, connected it with our image file. And now let's go back to our browser. Let me just refresh it once. Okay, let it come. It's not coming. Okay, so let me, I think I have done something wrong. Let me just check it again. Okay, so here is the ID. Okay, so what I did, I just used the ID. Instead of ID, I have to use the SRC over here. So let me just change it. Okay, sorry for that. SRC. And now it should work. Let's go back to document and refresh it. Okay, so as you can see, okay, it is not looking very nice, but at least you can see we have given it some texture. That is a wall type of texture. And you can download any type of wall texture, or you can download any texture also. I'm also going to give you this list of resources I have created. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so yeah, HTML wall free textures. Let me just open it. Okay, come on. Okay, here's the link. Let me just click on this. And it will take you to a page where you can download different types of walls or things, textures, and you can use it in the way you want, creative way. I guess I have downloaded this one over here, so you can use also. Okay, so I have not one link, I have made a lot of links, 3D models. We are going to work on it tomorrow, and it is going to be very interesting. But for now, we must know all these basic things, how they work. So as you know now, we can add this photo onto it, and we can do a lot more amazing stuff. Let me get back to our cheat sheet, and let me just put it that one. Okay, so we are done with image. Okay, so we are done with assets tag. We know how it works, and we can put. Okay, so let me just do some theory. Add and manage. It's just like images. Okay, so we store and declare. For example, syntax is very simple. Assets, opening and closing. Okay, done. And now animation. Okay, so now this is going to be a little fun. Okay, so animation is a bit complex, but we are not going to do it a lot. We are going to just see how it works in a little bit. And we are not going to do a lot of animation in our project. We are going to keep it simple, but definitely some animation will make it look good. So we are going to see some. Okay, so time has also is very less, but let's do it quickly. And this is our tag we are going to use. A animation. It has 3 attributes. Okay, so the first attribute is what type of animation you want to give. For like rotation animation, we can give it, and then repeat. Repeat means how many times you want this animation to repeat it. You can tell it 1 time, 2 time, 10 time, 100 time, or if you want, you can make it run forever by indefinite. That means infinite. And you can give it a value, and the final value you are going to give it from into is when you want it to stop. I wanted to when I wanted to stop. You want the object to rotate, you want the box to rotate, but when you want it to stop. Okay, so this is a bit confusing, and let me just do it quickly in VS Code and show you how it works. Okay, so we are going to add animation in our box. Let me just go back here, and let me just show you the structure. The animation will be added within the box because we are going to animate this, so we have to add animation here. And animation is the opening and closing tag. So yeah, remember this. Okay, so let me just add. Okay, so the first attribute we are going to write is, of course, attributes. Let's give it a rotation. And the next we are going to how when you wanted to stop, that is repeat. Okay, so for now let's make it infinite so we can see properly how it works. I just want to make sure the spelling is right. Let me go back to indefinite. Okay, all right. Spelling is right. And the last attribute we are going to add is to. That means where we want the animation to stop. Don't confuse between repeat and to. Repeat is how many times you want the animation to happen, how many times, and to means where you want to, where it is the location, and this is the time. So yeah, don't get confused. And two, let's add some demo value like 0, let's add 360. And okay, so I've added the values, and now let's go back here. Let me just reload it. Okay, so as you can see, it is okay. It is actually rotating, and it is rotating 360 degree as I've entered. And okay, and it is not stopping. That means because we have given it indefinite, right? Let me just make it now 180 degree. Let me just try it. Now go back here. Okay, and we're going to reload it. And yes, it is working that way. It is rotating 180 degree, and then I'm not sure if you can see or not, but it is getting reset after that, after 180 degree. So this is how it is going to work. You can see the lighting over here. This is how it's going to work, and I think this will be enough for you. And let me just explain this attributes for you, and then we can end today's session. And in next session we will do our final. We will just make it a bit more awesome. We are going to add the scenes, clouds, and stuff like that. And okay, so and we are also going to see this advanced attributes of image, but not today. We're going to see them tomorrow. Let me just explain this. The first attribute is, of course, attribute. This attribute is used to determine what type of animation we want. For example, rotation, as what we did today. Whatever kind of repeat is how used to know how many times. Okay. Let me just make it bold, so it will be easy for you to remember this. Yes, and then what type of animation? Let me make it bold as well. And this attribute is used to give the final coordinate. And let me just name the final coordinate of object. And I will give you this PDF. Okay, so we are done with all this stuff. We have given it. Okay, so also here we have added 360. So we are getting the same output. And we are done for today. Okay, so we are done for all these particular tags. And let's look at the example. Okay, so in A box we have added this. These are advanced attributes which we will cover tomorrow. Rest everything you can see we are done today. Okay, so it was good, and here it was good, and it was very simple and very basic. And I want you to practice this sometimes. And if you face any difficulty now, you can always contact me on WhatsApp. If you have any difficulty in installing this XAMPP, you have to make it running. And after you are done with your practice now, what you will do, you will just stop it and you will close it. And don't forget one thing we always do is that before exiting, we always save our code on GitHub. Let me just open terminal. And now let me just use this git status command. What files I have changed. And it is scanning my files. Okay, so it is not a git repository or any branch. Oops. That's because I forgot to do one thing. Let me just right click it and open an integrated terminal. I forgot to do this step. And now let me just try that git status command. Okay, now it is showing me the output. It said we have modified index.html and we added this file, that is wall JPG, as you can see over here. So now what we are going to do, we are just going to commit it. Let me clear it. And we are going to commit it. So do you remember the three-step formula to commit, to push the our project to GitHub? So we will see one by one, and you are going to tell me those commands. Okay, so what is the first command? Anyone would like to tell me what is the first command?
Add.
Yes, git add and
Dot.
dot, right. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so it will not show you any output, but it is working, it's doing its job. And let's get to the next one. What was the second command?
Git commit -m double
Yes,
quotation में message.
right. Let me just use it. Commit. And let me just okay, let's just give it a message. Started a frame project. And let me just press enter. Okay, now it is showing me 2 files changed, 24 insertions and 5 deletions. You can ignore this, but we are good. And now what was the last command? Anyone remember the last command?
Git origin master.
It was okay, that was correct, but before origin master there was one word. If you remember, anyone? Okay, no problem. Let me just tell you. It push, that was push, and origin master. So make sure you remember these 3 commands. You always have to use it and to save your project. And let me just press enter. and what it will do, it will upload all my files, all this, even it will upload this photo also to my GitHub. Okay, and it is doing it. Let's just wait. Okay, it's done. Let me just confirm it again. You don't have to confirm it again and again, but just to make sure, let me just go on GitHub. Let me go on A-Frame demo. And over here you can see this is my index.html file. This is my wall JPG, what we have downloaded today. Let me just open it, and you can see all the code over here, this indefinite animation and stuff. And yeah, we are good to go. So we are done with today's session. One thing you can do, you can follow me on GitHub. So if you want this particular code, what I'm doing in the class, what you can do, you can just follow me on GitHub, and you can go here on repositories. It will show you all my repositories, and A-Frame demo, this is what we are working on. Let me open it, and this is the code. And if you want my code, what you can do, there are two ways to get my code. One thing you can do, you can use this option. You can download a zip of my clone. You can download this entire project of mine, or if you want, you can also clone it. But one thing you can do, this is the basic methods. You can do this, of course, no problem. But what professionals do, they fork it. They use this option over here, they fork it. So what it will do, it will create a copy of my entire project on your account, on your GitHub account. So you can do everything you want with your copy, and whatever changes you will make in my in that project, it will not make any effect on my repository. So you can do that, and professionally you are going to use this function a lot, but we have not covered it because we don't need it much. For now you can simply do it. And as you can see, it is currently disabled for me because of course I cannot fork my own repository. I can fork someone else's repository, but I cannot fork my own repository. So if you want, you can try this, and if you have some problem, of course you can always ask me, no problem. And yes, okay, so we are done. Let me just go back, and okay, so let me just close everything. Let me just close this. And okay guys, so we are thank you, and thank you for joining me this session. Now only one session is remaining, and we are going to do our project in it. So make sure to join tomorrow, because tomorrow's session is going to be our last session, and it is also going to be a very important one. So thank you guys for joining me today. And
Excited for tomorrow.
yes, yeah, even I am like very excited about this, Daksh. And okay, so let me just stop recording. Okay, so